Gunline. Fire mission coming down. I'd like to welcome you here. I'd like to welcome you here onto the Gunline podcast where we shoot the shit like we did in the past. I'm your host, Lopez, and on the fucking Gunline today, got an old soldier of mine, No, he was under me for a minute. Well, not under me per se. I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, got an old Joe who has made great things for himself since I met him back in fucking 2011. I think.
Yeah, 11, yeah.
And fucking it's great to have him here. So anyways, thanks for being here on the Gunline, y'all.
Yeah, no doubt.
Where we shoot the shit like we did in the past. So Papa Squawk is about to get hot. You're on the Gunline now. So with me today, as you can see, is this young stud named Vargas. I don't really know his first name. I think it's a white boy named like Alan or something.
Alan, that's right, yeah.
Oh, all right, yeah. So how you doing, man?
Good. Just like everybody else, just hanging in there. But overall, doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Fucking hey, dude, that's what's up. Looks like you're at work right now. You were just telling me, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm in my office. We all get in an office. I'm a retention NCO, so we all got our own little spots.
Oh, no shit. You're a retention NCO.
Yeah.
Right on. So we're about to find out about some good lies y'all be telling out there and shit.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, I haven't been doing too hot, so I must not be good at it.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, retention's got to be pretty difficult right now with motherfuckers unhappy with the state of the Army at this time, but we'll get into that a little bit.
Sure.
So today, man, September 11th, bro. You believe that shit?
I know. Fuck, man, I was a freshman in high school when that shit happened.
No shit.
I'm originally from, I'm from New Jersey originally, so I remember I was in Spanish class, and like in the corner there's a TV, my teacher just clicked it on, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, that's crazy. 19 years already, man.
Fucking hey, wait a minute. So how old were you?
I was 14, I think. Yeah, 14.
You're a young ass freshman, fucking Doogie Howser up in this bitch.
14, yeah. I mean, that's about normal, I think, right? 14, 13, 14-ish, yeah.
I don't know, bro. I think I finished my schooling sometime around the 10th grade, so I'm not really sure.
I got you.
That's what's up, though, man. So with that, I mean, shit, did that have an impact on you as far as like why you joined the military?
I think later it did, just because I joined November of 2008, but I was kind of flirting with the idea of joining back to the previous year. So in 2007, I was enrolled in an auto mechanic school, because I thought that's what I wanted to do. And that was like when the surge was going on. So I was, really watching the news and all that, and I was like, damn, these motherfuckers are really getting it. And I was always thought in my head, because I was like, you see the news reports and I thought these guys are fucking badass, they're brave,
Right.
And then I kind of flirted with the idea around summer of 2007. And then I want to say March or April of 2008, when I was still enrolled in school, I went on the Go Army website, requested some info.
Yeah.
And then the recruiters just hit you up like crazy. It's like, oh, fuck that. Just chill out, man. I was just asking for some info,
Right.
But I ended up joining in September of that year, September 2008.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I mean, it was partly due to that, like I said, partly due to that whole, the 9/11 thing. And then also, I mean, at that time, there was no jobs, how the recession, that was
right.
So I was like, shit, and I had student loans. So I was like, well, let me check it out. The Navy and the Air Force, I knew from the get-go I wasn't doing that. And then the Marine Corps, I considered it. I talked to a guy, and he said, yeah, just join the Marine Corps, and, we'll pick your job. And I'm like, hold up. What do you mean? You'll pick my job? Like, hold up. Fuck that. So, because if I was going to join something, that's something I wanted to do,
Right.
So,
dude, so
yeah.
When 9/11 happened, were you out in the East Coast or were you in the West Coast?
Yeah, I was in New Jersey.
Oh, shit.
I mean, and from New York City, to where I was at, where I lived. I lived, in rural New Jersey, northern New Jersey, heading out, almost to PA, to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
So, it was about an hour and some change from there.
How do the fucking recruiters get you with 13 Bravo, man? Because for those that don't know, you're retention now, but you used to be a 13 banger.
Yep. It was just a video. I mean, I did good on the ASVAB. I scored really well. I think it was high 80s or low, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So I did really well. I had a lot of jobs. I just wanted to shoot stuff. I was like, I don't want to be in the office, which, look at me now. So, he showed me a little cool video, and my recruiter was actually really good. I can't say shit about it, or about him. He was like, this is the job. This is what they do. And I was like, well, how about a mechanic? Because that's what I was going to school for. And he's like, hey, you know what? There's these things about, promotion points. You'll never get promoted. Like don't go that route. He goes, if you want to do some combat arms, those guys get promoted fast. I'm like, all right, yeah, why not? Let's go. And I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, you don't know what a promotion is. You don't know what points are. None of that stuff. You're just like, yeah, I guess. So my recruiter, he squared me away. I will say he did a good job.
Right on, dude. Yeah, I remember when I first met you was 2011. That was the year of the great RTEP in Fort Carson.
Yeah, I remember that vividly.
Dude, I remember we had a discussion actually when we were inside the cab of the fucking LMTV.
Yeah, I remember that.
And your thoughts were to get out of the military at that time. Just do your time and get the fuck out. So what ended up changing your mind on that?
I mean, I did end up getting out, but it was in 2016. So basically, how it happened is in 2011, I was kind of leaning towards that route. Mm-hmm. I was married, but I didn't have any kids, and I think late, maybe about a year and a half ago, I don't know. I was like, I'm just going to stick it out, see what's up.
Right.
I talked to my career manager, and he was like, hey, because I called him, I was like, hey, what can I do? I want to go somewhere else, maybe Germany. Germany was my thing. That's where I wanted to go at the time. And he's like, yeah, I can't see it because you re-enlisted in Afghanistan in 2012. Captain Fine, I don't know if you remember him, but he did my re-enlistment ceremony. And, excuse me. So they're like, hey, you need to waive your stabilization. And once you do that, I can see what we got for you. And I was like, all right, cool. Just trying to see my options. Man, that shit wasn't more than 2 weeks, bro. And I was down on fucking recruiting orders.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because the branch managers have to nominate a certain percentage. Maybe it's 5, 10, I don't know. They have to nominate a certain percentage of people in that CMF for details. So like recruiting, drill sergeant, instructors, things like that. So they pre-screened me, and I guess I met the prereqs, and they're like, hey, you're on recruiting orders. You either have to extend to meet this assignment, sign a declination statement, which bars you from re-enlisting.
Right.
So I was like, shit, I wasn't ready to get out at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I guess let me check it out. There's a whole bunch of people who warned me against it too. Like Smoke Cummins, he's like, no, don't do it. A bunch of other people were like, yeah, don't do it. But I was like, fuck it, I'll check it out.
Fuck it. I mean, so yeah, because between 2011 we ended up deploying in 2012 to Afghanistan.
Yep.
And
Monty.
Monty. So you were one of the very few fucking field artillerymen out there that actually got to shoot the rounds or do their job out in the country.
That shit was dope, man. I fucking love that. Man, I had such good memories about that. Like sometimes I see my pictures on my phone. I'm like, fuck, man.
Dude, you had a high speed fucking section though. I mean, you were under TC. TC is a great fucking leader. Great.
Yeah, that dude is fucking awesome. He's part of the reason I'm still in, honestly. I mean, if I had to shoot a leader, I would have got out. Yeah,
true. I can see that. Yeah, dude. I mean, fucking. Yeah, dude. I remember you guys going off for to Monty, and that must have been an awesome experience. Like, what were some experiences that you remember out there? That in a way.
I remember like the first. I don't know. Let me see. We were there maybe like 2 weeks, man, before we got hit the first time. Just like I think it was a rocket hit like the side of Kirby's fucking. It hit the HESCO first of all. Right behind the HESCO. I think there was sandbags and then the shipping container that they stayed in. I woke up like, what the fuck is going on? I was brand new. I just got promoted to sergeant. So I was like, man, what the fuck is going on? And then I just hear like, I think it was Smoke or somebody came into the hooch. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Gunny. I don't remember. Gunny Scabbit. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey man, incoming, get the fuck out, go to the bunker.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, this shit's for real, That's when it hit me. It was just like, these boys are not playing around. Like, that was like my first experience.
Before though? Or
I did. Deployment? No, I did. I deployed with them. Let me see. I was initially with 1st Brigade, 4th ID. I want to say 442 FA.
Okay.
And I had just got there, man. This actually might segue into the other part. So I just got there. I graduated, and I reported, I think, in April of 2009. And I was fat, dude. I was fat at the time. And I remember, I was just sucking at PT. I just had that tiny heart syndrome,
Yeah.
And I was feeling sorry for myself and all that bullshit. And so that unit, so it came out that 4th Brigade was looking for augmentees, people to fill, to deploy because they were already downrange. And I told my unit I was in formation, and I was like, shit, I'll go. And they're probably like, hey, this fucking fat PFC, PFC at the time, he sucks at PT, let's just get rid of him. So they let me go.
Damn.
They let me go, and then I deployed in late August 2009 to Bob Calagouche with Sergeant Major Mendoza, Lieutenant Colonel, Forsyth at the time. No, it was before him. It was Colonel Forsyth. So yeah, I remember I did that deployment with him. But I mean, it was a big Bob. It was really, there wasn't a whole lot of going on.
Were you doing artillery, or what were you
doing?
No,
I worked in the Joint Operations Center, the JOC as they called it. The only thing I remember Sergeant Torres, he was part of the maneuver platoon there. So I remember one attack, they got hit hard, man. I think it was like October of 2009. They were getting fucking worked up there, man. You seen the fucking RPGs, you just hear the machine gun fire back and forth. They're getting it. And I remember the Alpha Battery, actually. I don't know what section, but it was Alpha Battery. Had a I want to say, I don't know what piece it was, man, but they had a howitzer there, so they were able to fire and help them out. Yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, that was my first deployment with them.
So you were in 442. They were mechanized, right?
Yeah, they were mechanized. Yeah, they're Paladin. Yeah.
There were a bunch of fat bodies there anyway. I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess even they have a limit.
I mean, when I met you, you weren't chubby. You were already pretty fit. So
well, so that was I think it's a lot due to the unit, man. Like I got to the unit, they weren't fucking around. First sergeant Long, he was like, hey, it wasn't like it wasn't degrading or anything. He was like, hey, man, you got to fucking get right or get out, And for me, I mean. I'm Hispanic. I got a lot of fucking pride. So I was like, you know what? There's no way I could go home, man, and just look my wife in the face and be like, yo, I got fired because I'm fat.
Right.
Like, I was like, there's just no way. Like, how can you imagine, like, just somebody asking you about your Army experience and then you got to tell them, oh, no, I got out because I was fat. Like, right. I would be embarrassed. I would just be like, nah, I was never in. I wouldn't bring that up.
You wouldn't even say you were in the military.
No. I mean, that really, lit a fire under my ass. And I was just like, man, let's just go. Just quit feeling fucking sorry for yourself and get it.
Well, again, I give credit to TC as well because that motherfucker was a beast.
Absolutely. And he was instrumental too. Like he wasn't, he's not very vocal. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't come out and he's not yelling at you. But anything we did, like PT wise or anything, that motherfucker was like 100%. He didn't talk. He didn't say, "Come on, let's go." He just fucking did it, like led by example. And I was like, "Fuck, man! Like I'm trying to get like that."
That dude was one highly motivated ass dude. Yep. I mean, he was definitely a good friend But don't get under his skin because, I mean, he can be cool as fuck. But that's that switch in a heartbeat and want to kill you.
Yep.
So what are some moments you remember from back in the day, man, being on the gun line and shit? Whether the field, deployments, fucking.
Yeah, well, I like that RTEP. The RTEP was fucking. I remember it was awful. I remember once I had guard duty, I want to say. And they had I don't know if you remember, but when we left, it started fucking snowing.
Yep.
It started snowing. I was like, and then in my head, I was relatively new. So I was like, oh man, they're not gonna keep us out here. It's snowing. Like, we're gonna have to get back. Fuck no, man. So I remember that. I remember having my NVGs on and not being able to see shit. Like just the snow. And for some of that, I was the driver. Like I said, and I had guard duty. That's the one thing I just always remember. I was like, I had from midnight to 02 or maybe 03. I don't remember. I remember I was like knee deep snow. I was mad. I'm talking about mad. Like, if you could put your 2 weeks in the Army, I would have did it right there. Like I was heated, man. I was cold. I was miserable. I didn't get any sleep. And I'm like, this is fucking dumb. There's nobody even out here. Why am I on guard duty? Right. I mean, it's training though, I mean, I was a specialist at the time. So, and newly promoted at that. So I remember that vividly. Yeah.
We train to fight, but at the same time, in that shit, you're like, why am I here? This is bullshit. I think covered in snow and shit. Like somebody went looking for you, covered under the snow.
I don't remember. Maybe this seems right, but it was awful, man. I remember actually, I got an AAM for that because when Chief put me in, he at the end, Sergeant put me in the office and he was like, we're gonna do counseling. I'm like, wow, man, what the fuck, man? What did I do? He goes, no. He goes, I'm gonna put you in for an AAM, because that's true. You remember Brito?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Brito was in our section, and Chief got on him a few times because he was like, just having not a good time and just being kind of negative.
Brito.
And I was just, yeah, and I was the exact opposite. I was like super motivated. Like it was fake as shit, obviously. I was just trying to like, get my mind off of, but I was like super cool, drinking the Kool-Aid and everything. So
yeah,
he's like, hey, you want to put it in? Because, you were like the guy that didn't fucking cry and complain. You just, you got after it every single time, like running everywhere to take off, to put up the nets and, just doing that kind of shit. So I was like, oh, cool,
I mean, well, that's good. I mean, you knew that it was going to suck. You might as well embrace the fucking suck.
Yeah.
Because bitching about it really ain't going to make anything change.
No.
It's
No. It
like
brings, and it brings everybody else down too. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I remember 2012, the deployment to Monty. I remember like that first month, dude, it was fucking raining like every single day. It was raining. Our gun line was flooded. It was fucking awful, awful, awful. And then, once that passed, I mean, we were getting it, 3 times a week, 2, 3, 4 times a week, just fucking getting it, man, just shooting. You'd see like puffs of smoke off on the ridge lines. Hey, fire TRP, whatever, so, spin the gun around. I remember once we were out there, it was a do not load. So we're out there fucking waiting with the I think gun 1 was shooting maybe Willie Pete, I don't know, maybe. Mm-hmm. But we're just fucking waiting, do not load. And bro, I'm telling you, we hear I mean, obviously it wasn't like this close, but we just hear like zoom, and we're like, what the fuck? And get on the radio, like, hey, we got incoming. And FDC, I think Sergeant Seward, he was like, no, that's us. I was like, no, bitch, like, no, that's not us. I'm telling you, that's not the mortars. That's not nobody else. That's incoming, man. I always remember that. And then I remember Smoke Rivera. He was like, fucking, hey guys, just get in the bunker. Don't fucking, don't be out here by the gun. They hit our gun twice, by the way, that deployment. Remember? I don't know if you remember.
I do remember that there was an area that I think that you used to sit at, and if you would have been there.
Oh, man, I would have been fucking smoked. I'd have been, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they hit my the RTO booth. Yeah. Oh man, we found pieces of that. I would have been. Yeah.
You would have been toast.
Oh yeah. I think when that happened, I was walking back from breakfast with Goldwyn.
Oh, that lit.
With Goldwyn, and I think Wong was there. Remember Goldwyn?
Almost the medic, right?
Yeah, the medic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then I think Wong was just coming out of the MWR, and he might have been. He had like a HESCO, maybe 2 in between them, but he was 10, 15 feet from it. So he was out of it. Like when I saw him, he was just like, he was just, just scrambled, man.
Dude,
as you would expect.
Fucks people's fucking minds up too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reality of the fucking war.
Yeah.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah, it was cool. So just one more story.
Yeah, bring them on, baby.
I remember after a few times, Smoke put out, hey man, you fucking sleep in your PTs. There's none of this sleeping naked or just your underwear, because you got to be ready to go. Fire mission comes down or whatever. Because we would have some fire missions sometimes, loom rounds or whatever,
Right.
And I remember we got incoming, and me and Gunny Scabbit went to go get. I went into the MWR, so I turned the corner, yo, incoming. All these motherfuckers come out, pouring out, and then I go and see who's missing, and I open the door because I want to make sure nobody was in there, and it was fucking Jay Jesus, Jesus, the Filipino cat. I don't know. I'm just trying to Manel. Yeah. Sorry, he works out here in he lives out here in Santa Ana, so not too far from me. So I see him every once in a while. Yeah, we've kicked it a few times. So I mean, I just call him Jesus, Yeah. But yeah, Manel, and he's out there in his underwear, and I'm like, bro, get the fuck, we gotta go. We got incoming. I'm talking about these rounds are coming in. It wasn't mortars. Right. I think it might have been recoilless rifles. I'm not sure.
Oh shit.
But they're coming in. I'm like, bro, hurry up. And I'm fucking sitting there waiting for him. He's fucking hurrying up, putting his stuff on. And I'm like, bro. So we laugh about it now, but I'm like, bro, I remember just being mad as fuck. Like, bitch, I'm out here in the open,
Right. So
I just remember being mad. Where am I stationed at now?
Yeah, where are you at?
So I am stationed at March Air Reserve Base. So the reserve has like a standalone facility right side of the air base, the Air Force base. So it's not an active duty Air Force base. It's exactly what it sounds like an air reserve. They still have active duty personnel there.
Okay.
But on the outskirts of it, there's a standalone Army Reserve facility. So like for the reserve units that come drill, do their weekend or whatever, or annual training that they have.
What city is this in?
It's technically Riverside. Riverside,
okay.
California. So Riverside, California. And then if you go down south, you'll have, like an hour and a half, 2 hours south, you have San Diego.
Right. Okay.
And then you go west, you'll hit LA and all those other areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, East LA. Yep, that's right.
Born and raised
So
South Central
yeah,
LA, baby. Good shit, man. So
yeah,
you're in SoCal then.
I am. Yep.
Right on, man. How you enjoying it
Yeah.
out there?
I like it out here. It's expensive, man. So it's
Yeah,
super expensive. The traffic's fucking insane.
it is.
So I mean, it's okay. I mean, I like smaller towns. I like more space.
Yes.
So, but overall, like, yeah, overall, it's not bad. I mean, I can't complain. The beach isn't too far. There's mountains, you know, so
Yeah.
it's whatever. You know, anywhere you go is what you make of it, I think.
I don't know, man. I'm glad I'm not in Cali anymore. I tell you what. I love LA. I will always love LA. I will always love California. But y'all could keep that mess, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not even trying to
yeah,
be political too early in this fucking convo, but it's way too fucking to the left for this guy right here.
yeah. There's a lot of that out here. But there's a lot of everything out here, you
Yeah.
know. It
Well, I
really
mean, I
is. It
haven't
just
been there.
depends.
I grew up there. I lived there. I left LA back in 2001.
Okay,
So,
damn, yeah,
yeah,
it's different now.
I've gone back to visit. I went back to my old
Sure.
neighborhood and shit, and
Yeah,
I couldn't even recognize it, bro. But I mean,
yeah.
I'm good, baby. I mean, for the price that you could buy a house out there, you could buy a fucking mansion out here, bro.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. There's no doubt. I think there's a lot of people leaving too, you know. So I mean, and
oh,
I'll be out of here soon anyway, so it's whatever.
for all those motherfuckers that are transplanting from California to Texas, we welcome you with open arms. Just leave your politics over there. There's a reason y'all leaving that shithole because the way that it is. So yeah,
Yeah.
dude, what's up? So wait, are you active or are you reserve or what?
So I'm active duty, but I just work for the reserve component. That's the easiest way to put it.
Are you
So
ATR?
AGR, exactly. Yep, active guard reserve, AGR. I got out of let me see, the regular army. I got out as a detailed recruiter. I hated recruiting. It really soured me on the army. Honestly, I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Like, 'cause there's a lot of shit that was not right with recruiting.
Okay.
And as long as you make the numbers, they just sweep it under the rug. It's not a big deal, And so I left. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get out. I was like, I'm gonna go to school. My plan was to go to school to be a nurse. And I didn't plan my transition very well. I was just so tired of it. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna find a job somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't, do resume. I didn't do anything. I was just like, I'll figure it out. And then, you miss that first paycheck. I'm like, okay, shit, what am I doing?
Right.
And then you miss a few more. And I'm like, all right, fuck, I need to figure something out, or you know what I mean?
So what
So
do you think?
I transitioned. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask you. So what do you think going back to that first time you got out? What would you have done differently? Like if you could go tell
I would have reenlisted.
Vargas, go be like, hey man, you need to either do this or that. What would you do?
Fucking reenlist. I would have just stayed my ass in, because that's actually what I'm doing at the end of the year anyways. So I got out from the detailed recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
I joined the reserve right away. I had a contract already signed before I left active to join the reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And the reserve is good. I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's just that for me, it's a different mentality. I mean, we're coming from 13 series, 13 bangers to, I mean, they don't live that life here. It's not that big a deal for them. There's like, hey, this is just, just some extra money,
Okay.
and so I had a hard time with that initially in my reserve unit. I went to a medical unit of all things.
Oh wow.
So they were like, hey, you need to, my first one was like, hey, you gotta, bring it down. Like, you gotta realize these guys are just like nurses and doctors, some of them, so, I mean, it's great. I mean, they're professionals, right, in their field,
Right.
but they're not like soldiers per se. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So he's like, hey, you can't really, you're not going to really make progress talking to them like that. And that wasn't even mean, mind you. I was just like very direct, like, hey man, go do this.
Right.
I wasn't even an asshole with him,
Wow.
That's not even how I am. He's just like, hey, you got to be more softer, I guess, with them. So
That's crazy because, like you're saying, dude, I've never known you to be like an aggressive or
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm chill.
an abrupt type of person.
Exactly.
Fucking crazy,
So
dude.
So I was a reservist for a year, and then I found out about AGR. So
Okay.
AGR is just where a reservist comes on active duty, to fill whatever role. So I applied for AGR. I got picked up pretty much right away at my 1 year mark.
Mm-hmm.
So I was only like an actual reservist for about a year. And then I'm going on almost 3 years here. My ETS date's in December.
Oh wow.
So they offered me this, and they're like, hey, there's a retention NCO slot. Do you want that? And I'm like, I mean, at that point, I was going to take anything, honestly. Like, I needed a job.
Yeah.
$14 an hour at a warehouse just wasn't going to cut it.
Gonna cut it.
So I took it. I feel like they probably could have did a little better job of explaining to me what the job actually is, because we have a few mission sets. So, you know, your metal test, right? Mission essential test. So we do re-enlistments for what's called careerists, people that are, you know, E6 and above and have X amount of years.
Right.
Those are easy. You have your first termers, which are everybody that's on their first contract. And those are the ones the Army wants to keep.
Right.
But then, so if you, you know, if you had your DD4 in front of you, when you sign up, everybody signs up for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's federal law. You know, the United States Code, that's what it is. So even if you do your 3 years active duty, you're not just free and clear. You know, you go into something that's called the IRR, the Individual Ready Reserve, for the remaining time that you have. So if you did 3 years active, you have 5 years of IRR time. So in that time, so the soldiers that go into this little database that the Human Resources Command keeps. We have access to that through our system. So what we do is besides the reenlistments, our primary mission is to call these soldiers back. Like, hey man, you want to finish out the rest of your time in a reserve unit?
Okay.
You know, I was like, you don't got to, like, some of them, you know, they could be out, I don't know, maybe they have a year left on their contract, of their 8-year initial contract, right? I'll be like, hey man, just come back and check out the reserve for that last year. So that's what we do. Right. But it's fucking tough, man. Because recruiting, you know, you're just talking to a civilian and they probably think, oh, the Army's just some guns and fucking bullets and all this bullshit. You know, they have a picture in their head. But you're talking to a E4 or E5 that just got out. They know the game.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna fucking sucker them into it.
Wow. So it's a big fucking big culture shock for you then, coming from the line, then going to recruiting, then coming out being now a retention officer. Yeah,
and it's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just the career field that I'm in. It's mostly older people. You know, like for example, the average age, if you take out me and my buddy, of my career or my area, that's what it's called. My area. We're not divided into platoons. It's just an area. Okay. My area has like 15 people. It's the average age is probably like 48, 49.
God.
You know, I mean, they're old. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Because the reservists, you can stay in until you're 60. So sometimes the people that pick this job, you know, they take it and they're like, what's better than what I'm doing now? And then once your 3 years are up, you have the option to stay, or you can just leave.
Okay. So you're 3 up, and I remember you made 7, right?
Yeah.
Did you
Start
still
first
keep
class
7?
Vargas? Yep, sure did.
Should I get a white vest over here? I don't know do that anymore, man.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I got promoted, and I was like, I put my top on. I was like, this feels weird. You know, 2 rockers and everything. You know, and I mean, it's okay. I mean, the reserve, it's like, it's whatever. Like, you know, people are, like I said, it's that mentality. You know, people don't really. You know, it's like, hey, bro, I had an E5. I'm like, hey, bro, can you? I'm like, man, if you were a regular Army, I would have fucking dusted you off, dude.
Shit out of you for that.
Yeah.
So wait a minute.
You know, that's just how it is here.
So you're going back to regular when you re-up then, right? Is that going to be?
Yeah. So, well, that's what I'm going to have to figure out. So basically, my plan is I still have 2 years left on my contract. Okay. But so I'll break it down. When I left the regular Army, I signed for 6 years in the reserve. I did 1 year as a reservist, and then I will have done 3 years here as AGR. So I still have 2 years left on my contract, but I'm going to serve those in the IRR.
Right. Oh,
so the IRR is like, you're like a free agent. You can either go into the reserve or you can go to active duty. So once I'm done here, I'm going back into active duty. You know, and just
can you choose
staying.
Or do you have to stay retention?
So no, definitely not retention. Sometimes 9 times out of 10 they let you come back as your old MOS, but most people who get out don't want to go back as your old MOS. I'll be that 1 out of 10 that just like, yeah, fuck it, just send me back, man, regular Army. Yeah. And the good thing in that is that happens, and I get to choose my duty station, because you're not choosing your training, you're just choosing your duty station. So I would literally go to MEPS. I have my PHA here at the end of the year, so it'll be valid when I do enlist. And then all I do, like, hey, I want to go to this duty station. They print out my order. Like, hey, report in 10 days. Back in the regular Army. Yep.
Why don't you go fucking airborne en route, man? You still young.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's an option, I would do that. But I don't know. You know, I don't know if that's going to be an option. And at this point, I just want to get back into the regular Army. You know, I regret leaving it, you know. So.
Well, you know what? It's better to regret something you did than regret not doing something. Yeah. You know, you got a taste of what it was like out here again. And it definitely must have been a mind opener, a mind fuck, if to say the least. Yeah. But I ain't ready for this shit no more.
No, and I mean, I there's good things that I can take out of this still. I mean, it's a good experience because it's taught me like another bit of the Army, you know, where, you know, the ranks don't necessarily matter as much here. So like I have heart to hearts with my master sergeant. We don't have first sergeants here in my career field. My sergeant major, you know, and I feel like in the regular Army that wouldn't happen.
Right.
So maybe there's always a buffer. So maybe you're a little more intimidated. And now when I go back, man, I got no, Smoke says some shit. I'm like, hey, Smoke, we could talk about this, or but before maybe that would have intimidated me. And now I'm like,
So what's
or for first sergeant.
Be the Smoke though.
I mean, well, I'll be an E6 though, because I put in a rank reduction because you can't go back into the regular Army as an E7.
Oh, okay.
They stop assessing at E6, so I put in my rank reduction request. Hopefully, it comes back here soon. I mean, it's a little less money, but at least I'll go back and I'll be, a chief somewhere in whatever gun line or whatever.
Right. And the way you can look at it is, you refresh your fucking skills.
Yeah.
And then it'll prep you for fucking for your time to be a smoker or a gunny. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. That's good shit. It's good to see how much you've grown from
I know.
Get out of DFC to now fucking re-enlisting as a SFC. Granted, I mean, dude, that's fucking crazy, man. I'm proud of you, man. It's good to see you go on up, man. Like
likewise.
I see all these, like my old Joes. I saw Schnabel when Schnabel made.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude,
he made what?
When he made E7.
Oh, he made E7.
Yeah, dude, he's out in Prague. That motherfucker made E7. I was proud as fuck, dude. Like,
yeah.
I enjoy seeing that shit. I enjoy seeing y'all move up, because especially the ones that worked hard to get where they're fucking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was always squared away too.
I mean, he was a tall, goofy motherfucker, but he wanted to get out, dude. And I remember there were other chiefs. I'm not gonna put no names out. There were other chiefs that were like, "Man, that fool, he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it." Like, dude, just give him a chance. Just give him a chance.
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, there he is, dude. That little fucker. But yeah, dude, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, have you thought about any plans of where you're gonna go to yet, or todavía no?
I was thinking about either JBLM or Schofield.
Oh, nice. Okay. Shit. What's the old lady feeling like? Because you got to run it by her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna make a decision either way and just be like, oh, this is where they sent me. I didn't have a say in it.
Right.
So, actually, my first choice, and I don't know if there's gonna be, it's gonna be drum. My first choice is drum. I mean, I just want to, I've been out the game for a while. I've seen a lot of my buddies deploy. It doesn't make sense that, if I'm able to, why wouldn't I? It doesn't, like, why should somebody else have to go 3 or 4 times and deploy, and I'm over here just chilling? I go home every day. I got a cush, like, I just feel like I need to do my part. Does that make sense?
I feel you, dude. I feel you got that.
So, and I know, I was saying, I know drum, those light units, they're always deploying. So, so I was like, fuck, man, I get there, get to someone, wherever it is they want to send me and deploy. You know what I mean?
What's up, man? Let me ask you a question now that I got you here, Mr. Retention.
Yeah.
I got somebody I know that's 80, right? And he wants to reclass to the 35 series.
Okay.
All right. So the 35 series that he's chosen, he's an E4P right now.
Okay.
And he's willing to waive that promotion because he wants to go into that MOS as E4 rather than E5. Now, here's the issue. He wants to know, can he choose to re-enlist to a 35 series and choose a duty station, or can he only
see
one or the other?
Is he active? He's active duty.
Yeah.
So that I couldn't tell you because I'm an Army Reserve career counselor, so we don't have access to the same systems. But generally speaking, I would say no. You're not going to get both choices. And when you pick an MOS, you're not going to get a duty station on top of that. You know what I mean? So you can pick one or the other. But HRC puts that out all the time. So if you go on, on the HRC website, see if there's a MILPER message out regarding reclassing, there's always the in and out calls.
Right.
So like what MOS are letting you in, what MOS and what skill level they're doing that at. So he could start there and then, talk to
he's already done that. Yeah, he's already done his research on that shit.
Sure.
It's just I was trying to like square him away, like, dude, from my experience in the Army, you're gonna get one or the other. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get So my advice to him was like, look, re-up for the MOS change. Then when it's time for you to re-up again, re-up for the duty station. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be a good thing. And I mean, and whatever MOS he wants to do, I would suggest just sticking with it because you're going to end up like me, having fucking done recruiting, retention, and then go back to your old MOS and maybe potentially be behind your peers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whatever you're at, you need to fucking stick with it and be good at it. You know what I'm saying? Even though artillery isn't hard. I don't know how to lay a gun now. Like I forget how to do all that shit. I can set up a collimator. I don't know how to do that shit. I mean, I probably could, but you know what I'm saying?
It's muscle memory. It's almost a memory.
Sure.
Once you start doing it over again. But it's a perishable trait. If you don't practice what you're doing, you're gonna forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what's up though, man? So let's see, god damn it, you answered a lot of my fucking questions that I have for you.
No. So let me tell you that go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna tell you more about like the reserve.
Yeah.
it's fucking, it's like my mind was blown when I got here. I mean, you know, they have airborne units, they have the drill sergeant units, they have psychological operations units, they have a whole bunch of shit that like nobody would have ever known. I would have never known.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good to see that. A lot of my peers have, you know, 2 or 3 different MOSs. And again, I think that has a lot to do with like the attitude, because you can just kind of jump around, you know, from unit to unit, MOS to MOS. You meet different people, and so many, especially having in Southern California, a lot of these people are professionals, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe depending on the MOS, some of them might take it a little more serious. Some might be a little more hua than others.
Right.
But at least you have that flexibility that in the regular Army you probably don't. You know what I mean? People are a little more, like, way more hua in the Army than here. Everybody's like, it's like the right amount of hua. You know,
the right amount of hua. You never go full hua.
Exactly. Exactly. I had it framed to me this way. It's like, you come in, you know, Saturday, you know, you're like, okay, you know, I can do this. Then by Sunday, you're like, fuck this. But then, you know, you have that whole month to recharge and just do it again next month.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? So it's not bad. I mean, I
know.
wouldn't stay, but
I only knew one Army, and that was the Army that I was in. And,
yeah.
you know, it was, things have changed. How have you seen the Army change since you've been in?
Well,
you know, in what ways, positive or negative?
I think there's a big push. Well, soldiers are fucking dumb nowadays anyway. So a lot of what we get pushed is social media stuff, social media presence. Watch what you say. Don't be making that, you know, dumb TikTok videos, you know. I mean, it's a mess, man. And a lot of soldiers, especially now with the politics going on, there's been a few violations here, you know. Even my own unit here, there's, you know, they put out messages like, hey, watch what you say, because somebody's always watching. Somebody's always going to Blue Falcon you.
Yep.
So you just gotta be careful. And then I don't know, the soldiers. I mean, I guess that's a complaint from everybody, but soldiers that we get from basic, they're not very squared away. I mean, they're, you know, I had to tell a few, like, especially when they're right out of basic. I'm, hey, like, fuck, like, what is this? I mean, your buddy, you know, how about fucking parade rest, bro? Let's do that. Let's start there first. That's usually what I tell them. Hey, let's start there first, and then we'll go from there. And usually when I tell them that, they're like, oh yeah, right, Roger, sir, no, sir.
That's
like, bro, you just
crazy.
got out of AIT, bro. Like, how do you forget that?
Thank you, dude. Because I remember when I got out of fucking OSUT, I was standing at parade rest for fucking PFCs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, buddy Moya, the PFC, and I went to parade rest because I was like E1. You know what I mean? Hey, man, you ain't got to do all that. You know, and I'm like, it's just ingrained in you. So that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, again, I think every generation has that shit, though, where they'll be like, you know, this generation is less squared away than the last generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all say that shit, though.
But, I mean, this one, I think there's a little more proof to it. I mean, I tripped out on that TikTok of those fucking Air Force chicks doing that WAP dance or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on
in uniform, dude? You know, is there no common sense? You know, it's just not though. You brought up the whole coming out of basic training, going to your first unit. I don't know if you remember our S1 back over there was Farrington.
Yeah.
So Farrington, he got picked up to go on the trail. He's a drill sergeant now. And fucking, but I remember the first day he came to the unit, and I was like, "This is how you're gonna report to your unit? Look at the way your fucking uniform looks, guy." I mean, I kind of went off a little bit on him, you know. And then apparently it stuck with him to this date. So now that he's a drill sergeant, I'm hoping he's pushing that same perspective of look good, feel good. You know what I mean? You want to look like a fucking soldier, dude.
Absolutely. We had the same shit happen when I was recruiting. I had a buddy of mine. He was a 14 Tango, I want to say, but you know, he squared away. He's a sergeant first class. We had a soldier, a female, come back, and he told her a few times, like, hey, she came back for hometown recruiting. So hometown, you know, she came back, and hey, bring in your ASU so we can make sure they're squared away. We got a school event coming up, and you know, she didn't bring them. And then you know, she's just like, whenever he would talk to her, she's just there on her phone like this, like, yeah, Roger, sergeant, no sergeant. And then one day he fucking snapped. He's just like, God, he slammed his hand on his, God damn it, Private, when I fucking talk to you. Yes, sergeant. No, sergeant. You stand in the goddamn parade rest. So she stood up, all scared, started crying.
Wow.
She started crying. Yeah, she started crying. At that time, we had we worked in the office building, so we were on the second floor. And the main center was up on the third floor. She ran up the stairs to our station commander, crying, saying that we were mean to her and that he had sexually harassed her. We're like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, like out of the blue. And we're like, what the fuck? So there wasn't like an investigation. He just talked to us like, hey, what happened? I told her, I was like, hey, you know, she was being a fucking, you know, being disrespectful. And he had enough of it, and he told her to stand the fuck up and stand in parade rest. Like, I'm telling me, like, imagine you, like, you're a sergeant first class. I'm a fucking brand new private out of AIT, and I'm just like this on my phone. Yep, no, sergeant, or yep, yeah,
Dude,
yeah, sure.
No.
Like on her phone, like.
Oh.
I don't know. And I mean, it even bothered me. And like I said, I'm pretty chill. I'm just,
Right.
I'm laid back. I got a limit, but he's not like that. My buddy wasn't like that. He's just like, he's a firecracker, and it didn't take much, man. He was just like, hey,
dude, I mean, discipline. It's all about discipline, you know? And I don't mind you looking at your shit every once in a while during a conversation. Maybe you got a text or something.
Yep.
But if I'm trying to have a conversation with you, or I'm trying to give you some knowledge, school you, and you're just going to blow me off like that?
Yeah.
Guy, I mean, that's why I don't know how I would handle being on the gun line with females nowadays. I know it's a touchy.
Yeah, there's females now. Yeah, I saw that.
And I don't know personally how I would handle it. I mean, I remember I told my section, like, dude, once they come in. We're going to treat them like nobody else. I'm going to treat them
like, I said. Just treat them like soldiers. That's it. I mean, just treat them like soldiers. My buddy, he was ADA. That's what he said.
But doing that shit, I think, is biting people in the ass. I don't know. I'm out now. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I could see that. But, I mean, that's why my buddy texted. I told him, I was like, hey, man, I've never worked with females before. Because we had female recruiters there. And he's like, because he was ADA. They have females in ADA.
Right.
And he's like, man, you just treat them like soldiers. Like, don't fucking give them a pass. You got to go pick some heavy shit up. Hey, fucking send them. They signed up for this. Don't send a guy just because you think they could do it. Just fucking send them.
Goddamn right. Hey, you know what? It's like when I saw females on deployment that they needed help carrying their shit. I'm sorry. I carried my own shit. You carry your own shit.
You got it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Fuck that shit, dude. But it kind of reminds me of that FET team.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't interact. I don't know. I never really interacted with them. I didn't really. We were on our own. I don't know if that was good or bad, but we had our own thing.
You guys had a cool ass deployment. I mean, luckily everybody
was dope,
back,
man.
So
yeah,
that was the good shit right there.
Hey, did I tell you fucking? Remember Velasquez? We shot a Charge 8 rap. This motherfucker missed the whole mountain, bro.
What the fuck?
Cool, because how it kicks back,
Yeah.
The recoil on that. And FTC was like, hey, did you observe? And we're like, yeah, good, we're good. We observed the round. That
motherfucker missed the whole. Pakistan.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing was, is that so when we were shooting on the mountain, it was looking west. Mm-hmm. And, we just barely were able to clear the HESCOs. So, and if you went too high, you're either going to clip the fucking HESCO, or you're going to miss the mountain if you went too high. So you only had a little bit of play.
Right.
That motherfucker, he hit that lanyard, and that motherfucker just went, and we don't know where it went, honestly, to this day. I don't know why I just remembered that, but that shit was fucking dope.
I spoke with V not too long ago, man.
Did you?
Yeah, I think he's staying in Colorado. What was he staying at now? Was he back in Colorado? I can't remember, dude. I know he's out. He's out. I know that.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I talked to Smith a few months ago when I went to go see Manel.
Okay, yes. Smith is out here in fucking Hood.
Hood, yep. He's out there in Hood, yeah. So I talked to him. I talked to a certain tourists here and there. Just like everybody else, you keep up with them, but when people move on, they got their own lives, so you're not going to be talking every fucking day.
But TC's still in, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was in. Last I talked to him, he was at, I want to say Riley.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was at Riley. So he's at 16 years. He's got a few more. He's almost at the door. I mean, if he wants to be.
Shit. Well, how many years are you sitting at now?
When I leave here, I'll have 11 years and some change.
Oh, wow. Right down.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I figured. I figured 2 more PCSs, and, if I want to stay longer, great. If not, then, whatever.
So
what I'm saying?
So Schofield, huh? That's got to be a high speed, slow.
Yeah. It'd be cool. I just, I don't know. I just read a lot about it, and everybody's like, oh, it's cool for the first few months, and then you just want to get out because there's nothing else to do. That's what they say. And then I'm fighting also the urge, like I said, to just go to try to get Campbell or, just deploy, man. Just, get.
Well, is there anybody, that's even if there's anybody slated, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the light units have been going. I've been keeping up with the deployment announcements that the defense secretary puts out here and there. So it just seems to be like a rotation of, 10th Mountain, 101st, and then 82nd, obviously, like that QRF kind of force.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, I just don't want to get stuck at, Bliss and just never go nowhere. You know what I mean?
God, yeah. Or then just get stuck in a fucking heavy unit.
Yeah.
Balls,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. And my
chest candy.
Yeah, yeah, true. My reasoning for going to JBLM was because it'd be a new piece. I think they use 777s, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that's just my guess. But I've only been on the 119er. Should be good to learn something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I need to get some rated KD time in there too. Although most of my NCOERs, you know, I mean, the last 6 have been as an E7, so or an E7 position, because recruiting is an E7 position. You know, so you know, we'll see how that shakes out. You know,
That's what's up. Well,
we'll
shit.
see.
I mean,
We'll see how it goes.
I don't know. Even the Alpha 3 now on the fucking 119er, it's all digital.
Yeah, it's all digital. I was talking to a soldier, actually, an IR soldier that I called, I want to say about a week ago. I want to say he came out of either drum, some light unit, or maybe camp. I don't remember where.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, yeah, it's all digital. I was like, so do you guys shoot degraders? He was like, yeah, here and there. They don't really let us, though.
Wow.
What the fuck? You can't do manual gunnery? Imagine that shit goes down on deployment. What are you going to do? You don't know how to shoot off a DAP.
They're fucked, dude. They're fucked.
Yeah, you know, like, what are you guys going to do? He's like, I don't know.
In zone, and what are you going to do then?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Man, I haven't heard that word in forever. Sweep and zone. You're right. Fuck, man.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
Artillery, man. I still love.
I do too, man. I do too. That's like the one thing that makes me sour about being here. And nobody's gonna tell me here that I have a bad attitude to my face. Mm-hmm. But I know I do, because I'm like, I don't really socialize with anybody here. I got one friend of mine that I fuck with, but the rest of them, like, they're older cats, you know. Like one of my peers is 56.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
You know, 56. I mean, she's got a kid older than me.
Damn.
And her office mate is 55. So I'm like, you know, what are we going to talk about?
Exactly. You know? There's nothing that you guys can vibe off of and shit.
Exactly. So, you know, I mean, it's whatever, you know, but so that's what makes me, like, want to go back to that, you know, that world where you have that camaraderie, because, you know, it wasn't really the money that kept me. Like, yeah, we were doing okay as an E45, but you can make more money out the Army. It was that camaraderie, that, you know, esprit de corps that you have with your unit and things like that we don't really have here.
And that's one thing that I think, just in any combat armed situation, you know, you build that fucking camaraderie. It's built, you know, out of boredom. You come out with all these conversations. That's why I call this shit on the gun line. Because on the gun line, we have all the stupidest conversations. I could still hear Smith, you know, with how much to suck a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That motherfucker used to, like, he used to goat people, remember? Or put his balls out and just, like, you know, like, man, can you imagine that nowadays? Like, over here, or I don't know. I mean, you get fucking hemmed up now.
We used to do that shit on my first deployment, bro, in Baghdad. We used to do that whole, you know, the brain, the bat wing, all that shit, dude. Can't do that now. I mean,
do you remember that? Who was that one guy that it was in your platoon, man? The black dude, not squared away at all. E5, real goofy.
Yes, the one that went maneuver. He went maneuver platoon. Hardaway. I remember one Smith. He was walking, like, we were formed up. Almost the whole battery was there, and Smith Hardaway walks through. I don't remember who had the guide on, but he walked right in front of him. First sergeant wasn't out there yet. He goes, "Hey, Hardaway," and Hardaway turns around. He goes, "Are you going to that barbecue?" And Hardaway goes, "What barbecue?" In front of the whole battery. He goes, "The one where I put my meat on your grill." The whole battery, man, was fucking cracking up, man. And you know, Hardaway, he's goofy. He's just like, "Oh man, whatever, you got me," you know. I'm surprised he didn't say, "Wait, there's a barbecue."
I was fucking dying, man. Everybody, it was definitely one of the funniest things that Smith has said. Dude, that shit was good, man. That shit was real good.
That shit, I'm remembering some stupid shit. The one that always pops in my head was Disher. And
fucking Disher, he's still in, right?
He's a drill sergeant.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Drill sergeant Disher. Staff sergeant is a drill sergeant. I mean,
nice.
That's good shit. Like I said, it's good to see them grow up. You know, I'll be real. And if Disher, if you're listening to this, you know I always kept it real. Nigga, you was one goofy motherfucker. You know, and it's great to see you among those ranks to make soldiers. You know what I mean? So that only tells me that you were selected, or you must be doing something right. You know what I mean?
Brains detailed them out.
Hey, he must be doing something right.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. That's good.
Man, I remember his cell phone went off. And
with
fireworks. Yep.
Yeah, with Captain Ingleby. I remember that shit.
Baby, you're a firework.
Oh man, that is funny how we remember that shit. And
Fucking
then I think first time I was like, no, fuck it, just answer it. Go ahead, answer it. And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, just answer it. And he wouldn't. I remember that.
fucking Amaral, man. That dude was he was something else. I love that.
Did you ever meet First Sergeant Long?
Nah. When I got
No.
there, y'all had that 1E7 dude with the mohawk looking guy. I forget his name.
Oh, Smoke Trujillo.
Yeah, him. And he was on his way out because me and Amaral got there at the same time.
Yeah, Smoke Trujillo squared me the fuck away too, man. He was, like I said, going back to like me being fat. These guys, this unit was fucking amazing. Like it was. I mean, I know some people are like, oh, you know, it sucked or whatever because different experiences.
Right.
And I'm sure even with the soldiers that I had in my section when I was just got promoted to NCO, I know sometimes I was not as responsive or as good as I should have been. You know, because you got to grow into the position. Like just because I had the points doesn't mean I should have got promoted necessarily. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of stuff that I was just reactive to. Like I remember going off on or getting mad at Wooden once because he wasn't running very well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I think his girlfriend had broken up with him, but I didn't ever look to like try to find out why. I would just let my first reaction just burst out when I should have took the time to actually counsel him and find out what's going on with him. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't know. I mean,
no, you're right. I mean, that's the right way. But you were also in E5, right? Because
exactly,
when you make E5, you got to separate yourself from your peers,
right?
And so you kind of dig in a little more in the ass. And honestly, yeah, your girl broke up with you, Chief, but dude, then that will give Brown, my old fucking Joe, Casey Brown, a reason to always be okay with me with him being a shitbag. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyway, different leadership styles. Different people have different leadership,
Yeah. Well, I think what I was trying to get at is that maybe I was ready for it. I think I've just learned so much more. Like now, having been here and being in this, I don't know, just just growing with age and experience. Just learning more about how to. You just see it from a different perspective now.
You're an ass. You're taking away all my fucking questions. I was gonna
ask you. What were you gonna ask you? Go ahead.
No, you got it. I mean, I was gonna say, do you find anything different in the style of leadership that you have versus the way you were led? So I mean, you're hitting all my points really good. So I mean, please continue.
No, I say absolutely. Especially like let's say the Sergeant Torres was very like just hands off. He just say something once, we'll make it happen.
Right.
And then. I'm kind of that way. I mean, I just kind of go with the flow. I get in where I fit in. I just do whatever's necessary. But I think as I've got promoted, especially like the Sergeant First Class, it's just I don't want to say like it's like that E7. There's a difference. When you make Sergeant First Class, you're a senior NCO. There's more expectations and like the history of it. Like just it's not you're a Sergeant First Class in the United States Army. It's a big deal. So I think you're more aware of what you say, what you do, how you treat soldiers, because everybody's always watching. Maybe the staff sergeant they were too, but I mean, it's that you're just your staff sergeant. I mean, it's you're. I'm not taking away from that, but I think it's different if that makes sense.
I think in the sergeant first class position, you have more scope of the big picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus a staff sergeant who's we're at the level where we're worried more about our Joes.
Exactly.
And that's what we got to worry about. Versus a sergeant first class has a whole fucking platoon, and then has to report up higher. So I could definitely see that. Plus, as a smoke, I remember. Well, as an E7, I remember I used to ask my platoon sergeant, like, "Hey, smoke, what's your job?" This was Private Lopez. That's Norwood. What's your job at smoke? And he's like, "What's my job? My job to fucking smoke your ass." The fuck you mean? What's my job, Lopez? To walk around, call you an asshole. That's my job. Remember, that's never to say ask question. Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's just a trip, man.
I'm looking forward to getting back into like in Gunline, and I don't want to necessarily not get promoted right away, but if I do my time as staff sergeant, and then whatever the board decides, should I get promoted? I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, I feel like I'm way better prepared now, having been here in the reserve. I mean, I've literally done hundreds of counselings, like met with all kinds of different people, different personalities, different MOSs, and I got that. I put my tool back, and now, like, a soldier that might have an issue that I previously maybe didn't know how to work out with, like, I know how to do it now. I mean, I know all the resources, maybe not all of them, but I know where to find the resources.
Right.
I know how to tailor my approach to that soldier to, make them successful. And if they can't be successful and we can't fix them, then, hey, separate them, but the right way.
Right.
So now
Yeah,
I don't let my emotions take control. I just, do it according to the right way, and let the commander make that determination.
right. Well, you're more in a position where you're going to be more proactive rather than reactive. So
Yeah. Oh,
you'll be
absolutely.
able to
Say that. Yeah.
identify what Joe is fucking up and then try to find out what there is affecting that soldier in that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of overlap between, just finding out what a soldier's issue is, and then with retention, because a soldier doesn't want to re-enlist. There has to be an underlying reason there besides just that. Besides, oh, fuck this. I
Right.
mean, the fuck this isn't like enough. Like, tell me, is it taking too much time from you during the week? Is it money? What is it?
Is it your
So
leadership?
yeah, exactly. Like whether they re-enlist or whatever, I can't, whatever, it's whatever, but at least get to the bottom of it so we can, take a course of action appropriately.
Right. You want to find the root cause and see if there's something that you
Sure,
can do there,
sure.
you know?
Absolutely.
Right.
So that's one of the good things that I think I've taken from the experiences, especially the ones I didn't want to do, because those are the ones that I think you get the most out of, that make you grow the most.
Right.
I didn't want to be a recruiter, but I wouldn't take it back because I learned that side of the Army. I wouldn't do this again, but at the same time, I wouldn't change it because I've learned a shit ton of stuff here that might be useful for soldiers that don't re-enlist, in the regular Army. I could be like, hey, man, so this is where you go into. This is what options you have if you decide to leave the regular Army.
Well, also, you learned the admin side, and now you can
Sure.
go back to the force comm side. I
Yep.
think it's going to help you out definitely, extremely a lot, learning how to fucking deal with Joes. The only,
Yep.
fuck, I had this fucking question for you and I goddamn lost it. And it'll come back to me.
Yeah. But about force comm, you're saying?
No, it was
Do you think
something.
there's?
God damn it. I had a question. Oh, well, I don't know. I'll just fucking jump off with another question.
Yeah.
I mean, the way things are now in the military, from what I see, I've been out 5 years, so I don't fucking know. But I
Okay.
know that there was a time where I would either smoke a fucking Joe versus writing them up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think there's a line between that. You could be like, okay, I must just smoke your ass and just sweep it away. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Versus having a counselor. Do you believe in counseling everybody all the fucking time?
No, God, no. I don't got time for that shit. But no, I mean, I think there's a new Army command policy that just came out not too long ago, maybe less than a month ago. And it addresses some of that, about minor acts of indiscipline. I just read I skimmed through it. I haven't really read all of it, but I'm sure. But to answer your question directly, no. I mean, I'm not counseling everybody. I just let them know, like, hey, man, you're fucking up. Like, what are you doing? And we just don't have time to be writing shit up all the time. I found, at least here, that the people who write motherfuckers up for everything, to counsel them for everything, it's just because they're trying to build like this little paper trail or whatever, just to cover their ass. Because when you go to hire and they're like, hey, why isn't this guy meeting his retention mission? Why isn't he? Well, they can say, well, hey, we'll have this paperwork here. Then I don't know. So it's a CYA. It's never meant to really help you out. It's just so like my boss can say, oh, well, Sergeant Major, I don't know. Here's my counseling, so I helped them out.
Right.
That's just a fucking cop out. That's a cop out. So I don't believe in just counseling everybody for everybody. I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to come to that. I mean, some sure, but
yeah,
I think rarely. And then counseling, the only time we ever discuss counseling is in the negative aspect. You can counsel soldiers for jobs well done, but nobody ever does that.
No.
It doesn't always have to go that route.
Right about
like
that.
Sergeant Torres did that. That was the first time I ever even heard about counseling for somebody for like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna counsel you. I'm gonna put this on for recommend you for an AAM. I was like, oh shit, that's right. That is a thing.
Yeah.
Counseling isn't anything bad. It's just you're just formulating some plan of action that you want to achieve. And obviously at the end, go back and revisit that, close out the counseling, see what happened.
That's what I was gonna ask you. As far as recruiting goes, it's one of those either you love it or you fucking hate it. Because you got those that fucking flipped over. Didn't Kirby? Did he stay recruiting?
I don't know. I want to say maybe he did. I don't know. I haven't talked to that fool in a while.
Then you have Seward. Seward fucking he changed over.
Did he? Okay.
So I mean, it's just.
Oh man.
Then I know Medina. Medina, he did the recruiting thing and he fucking hated it, dude.
Yeah, recruiting fucking. I mean, it's with your personality, I don't have I'm not gonna, and I'm not saying they're liars, but I'm not gonna like tell you some shit that I don't think is right or accurate or mislead you. Right. And then second, like if you tell me no, I'm like, all right, cool. And if you tell me no in a mean way, I'm like, hey, well, fuck you too then. As opposed to like, oh, really? Like you got to overcome those objections. It's what they teach you in recruiting school.
Right.
Like everything that I just told you about, not letting your feelings dictate, how you react. Well, that applies to soldiers. Fuck civilians. The civilian tells me, oh, I'm going to go fuck himself too.
Right.
you know. And I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I mean, they're 17-year-old kids. I mean, they're so whimsical. One day they want to do it, one day they don't. I mean,
Right.
you know, and then big army, you know, used to like, hey, I don't care, just fucking make it happen.
You know what? That's a good question. I got for you now. Just that we're getting ready to start closing out this shit.
Sure.
Shit has flown by. It's been about an hour now. But
Oh, nice.
just a quick one. Like, what do you think about the government, or not? Let's take the government. What do you think about service being mandated for at least 2 years? For example, like in South Korea or in Israel.
Yeah, I
Do you think that
don't
would
agree
be
with it.
beneficial or not?
No, I don't think so. I think I would rather only be with people who want to be there. You know, if you know, maybe a year down the road, you're like, oh, I'm fucking shit, unless it was shit, too bad, you're already in. But no, I don't think so. And I think that kind of cheapens it. You know, I could see the good and the bad, but I think it kind of cheapens it. It's like, oh, you're in the army, cool, so was I. And it's like, whatever. Like, I don't need a pat on the back, but I feel like it diminishes the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because you did it willingly, as opposed to somebody forcing you to do it.
Right.
You know, like it's like, I don't know. You bring home, you know, your wife home flowers one day. You just did it on your own. But if she tells you, "Hey, bring me flowers," is it the same thing? The act's the same, but is it the same?
Dude, I love that fucking analogy because I always tell my wife that's the reason I never bring her flowers, or because like there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that they're females. A lot of females out there like, oh, my husband gets me this, he gets me that, and I'm like, yeah, but it becomes an expectation, and then if
Exactly.
you don't get it, then all of a sudden your butt hurt. But my wife, on the other hand, if I bring her home, you know, a bouquet of flowers, they could be from fucking Walgreens. And I guarantee you, she's gonna fucking cheese it up and be happier.
Oh yeah.
She got that than that one broad who got that jewelry because it's an expectation now. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I agree
No,
with.
absolutely.
I agree. I mean, it has its pluses and minuses as far as like you know, forcing an enlistment. But at the end of the day, I think you're right as far as like I want somebody that was gonna be there because he wanted to be there. Secondly, the army is will allow anybody to apply pretty much, but not everybody should be a fucking soldier.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That's for sure. And that's another part of recruiting that I was telling you I didn't like. Just because you might make it through MEPS, I mean, you doesn't necessarily mean you're qualified to be in. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on in in the background that I'm not necessarily going to put out here. But let's just say that not everybody's fucking Captain America when they join. You know, like not everybody's squeaky clean. You know, never broken bones, never done anything. Exactly. So there's a lot of, hey man, you had what? No, just shut up. Don't mention that.
Well, yeah, whatever it takes to make mission, you know.
Exactly.
And that's what my buddy, because I got a buddy who I just actually had on the gun line. He's a station commander, and you know he's like whatever it is to make mission, you know. So we need the bodies, but can at least be good bodies that are one. Let me ask you one more thing. What about lowering? I don't want to say the standards per se, but how about lowering the expectations of the candidate to be a soldier? You know, okay, yeah, somebody fucked up, caught a felony back in the old days, but you know, he's been straight and narrow since. Why not give that guy an opportunity? You know what I mean?
Well, I think the Army nowadays is so worried about their image. You know, if it comes out that, oh, hey, you know, we're letting motherfuckers with felonies, and what is that going to make the Army look like?
Right.
You know, and especially in this day and age where everybody's so fast to judge and everybody has a phone, internet's always accessible, info is always accessible. Look at the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps doesn't have that problem, or at the very least, we don't know about it.
Right.
The Marine Corps is like, hey, you ask a Marine, you know, hey, what's your job? They don't tell you. They're just like, hey, I'm a Marine.
Right.
You know, they don't have that brand problem, that identity problem that the Army has. And by doing that, lowering stuff, I think that we would make it worse. You know what I mean? I'd be okay with it if there was a way to just not tell the whole fucking world about it.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's what I was saying.
You know, because the standards were dropped. I mean, 2005, 2006, 2007, shit, even 2008. Even like me, I was fucking fat. They pushed me through MEPS anyways. Like, fuck it, you're going. Yeah, I know I didn't make tape, but the doctor was like, "Oop, fuck it, you're good." We needed bodies, you know, so they let me in. Shit, even in basic, I didn't pass a PT test in basic. They let me skate.
Yeah.
They're like, "Fuck it, hey, you know, your unit will square you away," is what they said.
You know, that's pretty fucked up because now that you brought that up, it reminds me of when I was in Mosul in 2010. We had this one guy, Loomis, fat body. I mean, he was a fat body. And, the thing is, we got fucked up and he earned his cab that day.
Yeah.
Right? You know, but they wouldn't give it to him because he was a fat body.
Right.
So, and you know, that pissed me off because he was fucking good enough to bring over here, good enough to die if need be. So are you telling me that if he would have died, you wouldn't give given him a Purple Heart because he's too fat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is a earned fucking medal or award or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what I mean? So it kind of pissed me off. You know, besides being a 13 Bravo, you got to be a big dude. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this, that's where there's that bit of identity crisis where we say one thing, but we do another. There's a lot of hypocrisy, you know, in the Army. And I mean, good or bad, you know, it is what it is.
It is.
And I'll bring up the Marines one more time just because I go to Camp Pendleton all the time. Camp Pendleton's going to be like an hour and a half from here. So, you know, my family, we go on that beach all the time. All the time. I love Camp Pendleton. And it's just a Marine Corps base. So, you know, we see a lot of Marines and there's not a whole lot of hypocrisy there. You either make it or you fucking don't. I have yet to see a fat Marine out there.
Right.
Like, no lie. Like, they don't fuck around. You don't make it, you're out. They're not fucking playing. You know? Like, I see motherfuckers get cussed out at the PX. I'm talking about these motherfuckers don't play. And if we did it that way, we could decide one way or the other and then just stick with it.
Exactly. And that's the biggest area right there, that we want to fucking have it both ways. We want to be a corporation, but at the same time, we want to be killers. So you can't have it both ways. You're either a fucking a machine to kill or a corporation to try to branch out to the civilian sector, you know? And if we had, dude, here's one thing that pisses me off, all right? And I'm about to go on a fucking quick rant. Fucking haircuts, all right? Fucking haircuts, all right? That kills me because you know what? The way I look at it, when I hear there's a soldier, there's an image in my fucking head, all right? And that image is not a fucking long, flowy hair. It's not a high and tight either all the time. You know what I mean? But it's a good haircut, kind of like you got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not talking about that sergeant major cut that, you know, keeping cut either. But when I see
1800 release, yeah,
dude, when I see a motherfucker that their uniform, they don't take no pride in it.
Yeah.
To me, that's just like, dude, why? You're not even fucking trying, dude. You know. Yeah. I harp on this a lot because to me, when you look like a soldier, you feel like a fucking soldier. You take pride in what you fucking do. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And you stand a little taller. You feel a little more fucking like, try to fuck with me if you want. You don't become that, I hope that doesn't happen. You become I wish a motherfucker would. But anyway, sorry, I'm going like on a tangent here. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. No worries. That's good. I mean, I agree with all that. I mean, there's nothing, you can't say anything, you know. I just think, you know, it's the Army. We're just too big. We're always going to have little pockets that aren't, you know, necessarily going to meet that standard. You know, it's huge. I mean, I think we're the biggest branch. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we are. So you're just going to have a lot of, you know, degrees of squared awayness.
Well, just make sure when you get back to the gun line, you square those motherfucking Joes away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And crush them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you ain't lying. Well, I'll get out there and start getting after it. It'd be weird to be back on the gun line, though, to be honest. But, yeah, I'm ready.
Well, you already made the first step by coming on the gun line over here. I appreciate having you. Hey, man, it's been really a great time, you know, catching up with you and shooting the shit, seeing them become, you know, it's a fucking trip, man. And, it's great to see that you're doing great things. Before we dip out, you want to say hello to anybody? Any fucking shout outs to anyone?
Just, I don't know if my old section watches this, but, you know, second section, you know what I mean? And I know Messer and Smoke Anderson on here before, so shout out to him. He was cool.
Yeah, he was.
Cool. It's good to see him transition into being a civilian. Now that he's out, I can finally say Top because I know he hated that shit.
He fucking hated that shit.
Top Anderson, yep.
Hell yeah. Hey, yeah, well, hey, shout out to fucking 277 FA, my first unit and my last unit.
Right there.
There it is right there. And I started with the best and I ended with the best, man. And honestly, it's been great having you on here once again. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for listening on the gun line. And if you like what you see here, do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, click the like button, subscribe. That way you know when the next one drops. It's been good having old Vargas here. I'll catch on the gun line on the midweek memo. It's going to be a pretty good one. I got my old gunny named Satterwhite. He's coming back on. It's going to be a fucking trippy one. And yeah, with that being said, make sure you check out onthegunline.com. There's fucking links there to the podcast, the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the merch place. So anyways, that being said.
You're on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
On Instagram, so I have two Instagrams. I have my personal one, and then I got the On the Gunline podcast one.
Okay, I don't know if I follow. I'm going to follow it, though. I got you.
All right, too easy, man. Well, y'all have a good one. Love, peace, and hair grease. Gunline out. Bye, y'all.